Hey guys, got a new light. Pretty things already. So, this one is going to be impossible not to sound too lofty about. But I had an enlightenment. Like a genuine Satori, Christ consciousness, if you can call it that, moment. The feeling. I had it. I'm not bullshitting, I actually had it. So, I thought this kind of thing was denied to us being an atheist. Because I came close to it when I went back to Christianity for a little bit. I felt it. And then my cynicism came in and killed it again. So, here's what happened. I'll build up to it. I'll save it till the end. So basically, I used to be a Christian, used to be a Protestant. I was raised with all the Jesus stuff and the Satan and stuff. And I believed it, and I believed all the Holy War and the Armageddon and Revelation and all that kind of stuff. Inspiring stuff. But then I started looking into the atheist stuff. Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, all the phenomenal debates. And then religion just didn't stand up anymore for me. It was things like Zeitgeist. That was much later on. Zeitgeist. That said that the story of Jesus was like a copy and paste of older religions. And I believed it. You know, it was the story of the sun traveling through the zodiac signs. And all of that reinforced the whole lack of spiritual belief. And I became kind of like I was a materialist for a long time, and I had this kind of black hole of things that science couldn't explain. And the freedom movement era, what an interesting time that was, because all of my long-held beliefs got shook. Everything got shaken, especially atheism, because everybody remembers in the COVID hoax, everybody was banging your head, the science, the experts say this, state data says that, and everybody just swallowed it. And I didn't swallow the COVID stuff, but I swallowed what scientists would say. And they would make big promises about big machines and the NASA thing as well. We just swallow what they say because they say they've taken a photo of stuff. So science is basically, I realized during the whole COVID thing, another religion. It's another ideology, a belief system. And that rattled us. So I started looking at other things. I went back to Christianity. I started looking at Taoism. I started looking even a little bit the Gnostic stuff to see what they were banging on about. You know, those guys who say that God's the devil and all the archons, all the angels are archons. It's the mentality of rulers. I think that's the religion of rulers, actually. I think you can't motivate people to do evil things unless you have a religion. There's something about it that just rewrites the moral compass. And these warlords will go, I'm not flawed. I'm not a criminal. No, I'm God. I'm Yaldabaoth. I'm Baal, Samael, whatever they call him. Yaldabaoth is the one I was reading. But something I realized in that is it's as unbelievable as any other religion. But, when I was looking into Christianity again, and I was considering this whole holy war everybody's in, because people are bringing it up. Hugo Talks brings it up. A lot of people are bringing up God and stuff like that. And I felt it. Like I say, when you think that you're fighting for God, and Jesus is on your side, and spirit, and angels, and wings, and battle angels with shields and swords, you get all charged up, and then you remember you're an atheist, and it goes away again. That was exactly what happened to me. And like I say, looking at the Jesus thing, it was like, I understand what people talk about faith when you have faith. I understand now that if you're religious, you could probably achieve it and sustain it without actually questioning it. Because that was what happened to me. I questioned it. And I went, oh, I don't believe it. It's not real. It's bullshit. And the energy went away. But that was a real feeling. That was a real hand in the river, feeling the energy moment. And then my brain went, I'm an atheist. This is bullshit. Can't be real. And it went away. But then it came back. So getting to that bit. It was Christmas Eve. It was this year. It was Christmas Eve this year. And I was in the middle of looking at all kinds of ideologies. Like I say, my belief systems have been rattled during the COVID hoax. Everything's been questioned. And I was looking at spirituality, anarchism, government, every ism and every ology, all these obscure thinkers. There's tons of them, and they're all for one team or the other. They've all got some of the ideologies are incomplete. Some of them don't really match you and all that kind of stuff. I was looking at all of them. And about Christmas Eve, I discovered something about one of my favourite guys, one of the new books I had. And I was like, oh God, man. And it just kind of reset everything again. Like it was like the Richard Dawkins pushing COVID vaccine thing. It was a philosopher called William Batchelder Green. He's a mutualist. And he's done a lot of mutualist stuff. That's anarcho-mutualism, the thing that I'm in. I discovered that he was a 33rd degree Freemason and a Kabbalist. And I was like, oh my God. And the thing that I felt at that time is what I'm studying a misdirection? Is it an intentional chaos maker in society? Or are Freemasons the good guys? Or the really libertarians? And I was wrestling with all this. Because I can't really think that anybody in a hierarchical secret society could be a libertarian. And I was wondering, is it fake? It doesn't look fake. But I was wrestling with all this. And like I say, I'd committed so much to believing what this guy said. It kind of had like a jolting effect on my head. And then I was like lost again. And then, like I say, it was Christmas Eve. This is when I had it. Same day. I was wrestling with all this stuff. And I was on my way to concert on the 45 bus. And listening to some music at the time. The sun came round the corner just at the right time. And here was what I realised. No speaker, no ideology, no theology, no istoism is going to match you 100%. You match you 100%. Your moral compass. And that it was when I had that moment, when all of these layers of things that I'd been learning, I know this sounds all muddled up, but it is muddled up. Because when I had the feeling, it was all at the same time. It was all of this, all at once. But I'm just trying to put all these layers into place. All of the ideologies that were lining up, I was cherry-picking things from all of them. And none of them really fully agreed. I didn't fully agree with any of them. And when I lined them all up, and I realised that the common thing here was me and my moral compass, it all kind of condensed into one thing. And I was like, that's me. I'm me moral compass. And I realised that. And that was when I had this... Because I had the thing that added to it was that if God's real, because I'm questioning that now. Whatever people call God, whatever book or philosopher or anything like that, whatever they call it, that was the thing I felt. It was the moral compass. It was this weird kind of like all at once phenomena. It was this like love, heat, warmth, peace, happiness. It was all of it all at the same time. And before anybody says this was just a moment of enthusiasm or whatever like that, it was exactly the same feeling I had when I was looking at that Christian stuff, with this key difference. I became aware of it, and I was able to sustain it. Like, I was like, okay. And I held myself in that moment, and it was the most absolutely blissful thing I've ever felt in my life. It was everything. Like, it was the top. There was nothing else to it. I was maintaining it, and I had it for like 10 seconds, and the sun's like in my face, and I was just loving this feeling. And it went away when I went, holy shit, I'm sustaining this. It was like my brain stepped back and looked at myself, and it went away again. But I realised that was it. Nothing can be better than that. And if here's the funny thing. All of these people who were following religion and looking for enlightenment and all that kind of stuff, these monks in Tibet, these 33rd degree Freemasons who are still on the journey and still asking questions and still looking for this mystery carrot on a thing. I don't need that. For real, I don't need that, because that was enough for me. And I know I'll achieve it again somehow. I don't know when. It was when it was when all of the distractions went away. That's the truth. It's hard to put it in words, and I don't know, some of you might call it bullshit. I'm not bullshitting. This is for real. And if you do what I don't know if you could have the same path I went on, but the frame of mind I was in was that I realised my personal thing was my religion, my ideology, my philosopher. It was my moral compass, and that I never needed to look into anything ever again. I never needed to consult or ask an expert what's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. And all of these books, all of these ideologies, they get in the way. Because here's the funny thing I realised. There's a lot of different groups you can be part of, be it like a Muslim or anarchist or atheist. Even atheists has its commandments, its expectations of you. You're not going to believe fully in any of them. You know, there's always going to be something that trips you up. And I found that with anarchism and some of the things in atheism and Christianity. I don't believe 100% with any of them, but I believe 100% in this, my moral compass. That's God. And if God's real, it's speaking to us through our moral compass. That was when I had my, atheist spiritual moment. We can get it as atheists. You need to cut away the bullshit. And I can't help but think that modern life, it knows this. The controllers know this. So they fill our head with horse shit. They fill our head with division and petty fears like, oh, me job, me money. Oh, this guy's got a promotion before us. Oh, no, horse shit. It's all bullshit. You know, the moral compass is the only thing you ever need to consult. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. And if anybody tells you any otherwise, they're a slave master and not to be trusted.